What has surprised you about being in business for yourself?
You don't operate in a vacuum. You operate within a community, you become a part of the community, you develop friends that become friendships only because you're in the business.
That's what I was going to ask you. Elaborate a little bit more about what it means to Pelican Rapids to have your small business there, your Dairy Queen franchise.
It's a hard one. I don't know. We've been an active part of the community. We support as many school functions as we can. Just recently, for the last 12 years anyway, we have done a post-prom party fundraiser every year. We belong to the chamber. We're involved in the various activities that go on in Pelican Rapids, the Turkey Festival, International Friendship Festival, car show. There's several things that go on during the summer, besides all of the athletic events.
I imagine you're also a great place for some of those high school kids to get a job.
That's right. We have, like I say, generally we employ 10 to 12 high school kids, and sometimes more. We also employ some college students that started with us when they were 15, and we've had some of them go all the way through high school and all the way through college. They come back in the summertime and work.
What has owning this franchise and running this business meant to your family?
It's food business is tough on a family. Not that it breaks the family down, but you spend a lot of time working. And in Byron, our kids were still at home, so all three of them worked at the Dairy Queen down there. They've had enough of Dairy Queen, so they really they love to come there for treats or a burger or whatever, but I don't think they want to work there anymore. So, but it's been that way. It allows the business allows you to work with your spouse, and my wife and I did that for all those years. I lost my wife 2.5 years ago, so that changes things a bit.
What are you most thankful for, Chuck, in this whole experience of owning your own business?
I guess the thing I'm most thankful for is the lifestyle. Not necessarily that it's loaded with money or anything, but even though I work a lot, I have some flexibility. I can say I'm going to go on a motorcycle trip, or I'm going to go fishing, and then do it. So, and the other things that have been rewarding is watching these 16-year-old kids that come to you go on to school, become doctors or whatever. And the nice thing also about that is, since the majority of your help is around 16 years old, I never get any older. So.
Chuck, I just want to ask a question about the retirement plan that a small business owner has. As I would understand with your Dairy Queen franchise, you are responsible for coming up with whatever retirement plan you might have. Is that correct?
That is true. We do what we can in terms of investments, but lots of times there are good years, there are bad years, there are years you can't do anything for your retirement. So a lot of my retirement plans are the value of my business and the ability to sell it someday and use the proceeds to retire. So it would be nice to have a retirement plan from such as a teacher's retirement plan or any other public employee's pension plan, but that doesn't usually apply to small business people.
Yeah, that's probably true. The small business owner is at risk for his retirement in terms of hopefully the economy and your product stay current and viable as you age so that it is saleable or that there's some way for you to continue to have some income.
Correct.
What is the trait that you really look for in those students when you're looking to hire? I know you said that personability and that sort of thing, but
there are certain things you can pick up on, and I think what I look for as much as anything is warmth in their personality. So, you know, they can honestly make a customer feel welcome rather than going through the motions. And I guess to me that's probably the most important trait. And there's lots of important traits. Honesty, you name it. There's just many, many important traits.
This business happens in the climate of America. What do you think about America and its business climate?
I think it's difficult. I found that you know there's money available, but it's harder to get it. Loans are not as easily made. One of the things that's changed, we used to have a state minimum wage that meant something. It doesn't mean anything anymore. The federal minimum wage applies to you, whether you are at one level or at the state level or the federal level. But it applies to you because we do things like take credit cards, or we take checks from out of state, or we have suppliers from out of state, which would throw anybody who should be or would have been in the past under state guidelines into the federal guidelines.
It's an interesting thing how business is regulated by so many different agencies. Do you find that true at the Dairy Queen also?
We have, you know, there are things that we expect. We expect to have regulations that are put on us by the health department. That's important regulations. But you know, there's just lots of little things. There's more and more pressure and regulations put on business people involved in that.
Would you do it over again? Would you buy another Dairy Queen? Would you redo this?
If I was younger, I would. I would. So,
is it a large financial investment in starting with a franchise like this?
Well, I'll tell you, Dairy Queen. If Dairy Queen requirements for getting into a franchise or buying a franchise or a store were in place when I started, I'd never have gotten into the business. You know, I wouldn't have had the financial ability to do it. So it gets tougher to, you know, you used to be able to build a store for a couple $100,000. You know, now, you know, a new store may run anywhere from, you know, $1 to $2 million. So it takes a lot of the small people out.
And that's too bad. That's too bad.
Yeah. Basically, it's these little stores and little towns that made Dairy Queen what it is. You know, it was the individual store operator rather than the multi-store operators that, you know, made the system. I guess maybe not made the system, but gave it the reputation that you know, people like to go to a Dairy Queen. So.
Well, you have good ice cream, and I have many, many cones to prove it. Is it a challenge working with teenage employees?
I love kids. We always have a good time. I'm probably too easy on my high school kids, but they have fun. You know, they work hard and they have fun.